Good evening and welcome back to Frugal Outdoors with myself, Dylan. We're out again tonight. It's a midweeker and I've managed to get some worm. Thank you, Hobbo's Hooks. He's based in Odessa, in Newport, and I've managed to get some worm, so thanks, buddy. But yeah, we're out tonight, going to give it a go. I'm going to fish my local venue, which I don't really do enough of, to be honest, which is Freshwater Bay, because there's a T in that. Freshwater Bay, nice simple one. I'm going to fish off the wall. I might change later, but because I want to have a little play around, it's easy to fish off the wall. I've got some tiny size 6 hooks that I just want to dink over the edge later on probably, but the rest of the time I'm just going to chuck a couple out and just see what comes along. Hopefully we get into a fish, hopefully it'll be a busy session. Sun is about to go, so I need to get set up before it gets dark. And I'm just really glad to get an intro while it's light. It's been a bit of a long day, but let me grab my gear out of the van and we'll get set up. Right, I've just made it look so bright on here, but it's really not. I've rushed it super quick, try and get them baited up. So I'll quickly show you my rigs. I'm not fishing very big tonight at all. But yeah, this light is going rapid. It looks like it's midday on the camera, but it's really not. It's about 6 o'clock. So I'll quickly show you these and get them in the water. Right, okie dokie, there we go. So on the lighter rod, I'm fishing really light all night. I'm going to fish size 2, size 1s, small rag baits, tipped off with squid, tipped off with mackerel. This one is tipped off with a little bit of mackerel tail. I always find it's a bit tougher on the tail, which is nice for tipping off. It doesn't fly off in the cast. There we go. That's on a Portsmouth loop rig, 5-ounce lead. And on the other side, I've got, like I said, I'm not fishing massive. So that's a 2.0 pulley pennel. That's just a standard size 2.0 hook, and that is, in fact, I think that might actually be a 1.0, and that's a 2.0 wide mouth, like specimen style hook, and that's a piece of bluey. I'll show you my bait in a little bit, but I just want to get these out. There we go, we're fishing. You can see the light changing now. Yeah, wicked. I'll get the light set up in a minute. I'll get a light on the end of the on the rod tip. Move this camera up a little bit higher so you can actually see, hopefully, so you can see the rod tips. There we go. So if you do get a bite, or if I get a bite rather, if we get a bite, hopefully you'll be able to see it. There we go. Right. So I've got the rod slightly angled towards you anyway, so they're very close. Just to get them up a little bit in case it's, because I mean I'm right in the footpath here, to be fair, so if people are walking, at least then they can get under the line. It's a big old swell. Like I say, the surfers have just got out because it's got really dark now. But there's some lovely swell coming through, so I am going to have a go for a bass later, and I am going to have a little fart about with a little size 6 hook, so hopefully we can get a fish. There we go, lights are all set up, you can see the rod tips glowing up a tree. So yeah, let's just see how we get on. Like I say, I'm after an easy one tonight, if I'm honest. Fishing's been pretty hard for me lately, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, we'll keep plodding along. Hopefully we'll be able to pull something out. Yeah, there's definitely some swell out there. I might live to regret this. I can see myself moving further back, I think. Already some of the sprays starting to come up. Got about another maybe 3-4 hours till high tide yet, so I can see myself moving very, very shortly. But like I say, we'll give it a go. If nothing happens, it doesn't happen. But it'd be really nice to get a couple of fish, even a couple of pout, rocklin, something like that. But yeah, fishing with basically three hooks. One is a pennel, but it counts as one hook in the species hunt that I'm on, so that's what I'm fishing. 2 small, 1 big. Ah, that's a bit better. The light is so bright, that's the problem. We try and light the area up, so obviously for the filming, but sometimes you just get super, super glowy face. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of anglers turned up on the bay. You can see all the head torches going up and down the beach. Must be some sort of comp on or something tonight. Maybe 7-8 anglers, so I mean, hopefully they'll get a fish, even if I don't. But yeah, there's definitely some rollers coming through. Every now and again, like I say, the spray's coming up, but I'll keep fishing. I'll fish until I can't, and then if I've got to move, then I've got to move. But I'll check these baits in a minute. They've only been in the water for maybe 15 minutes, but it's a little bit more rocky out there, so I've got a feeling there might be a bit more crab activity. And then yeah, I'll definitely check the worm anyway, and I'm just going to keep firing out worm, just pick up something, I don't know, anything, pollock, yeah, anything, I don't know. And so I have got bluey, mackerel, squid and rag tonight. Hopefully one of those baits will do the business. Well, there we go. What did I say? Plenty of crab activity, I reckon, this evening. 15 minutes, totally stripped, so I'm going to have to check that worm bait probably every sort of 10 or 15 minutes. But let's chuck this guy back. Ah, there we go. That's my first bait change. Probably been out there 15-20 minutes. Both of them are pretty caned. Worm was totally stripped, and to be honest, that bluey was pretty well done in as well. So there's a bit of a bigger bait gone out on that one now. Hopefully make it last. And check it out, finger stool. It's going to save my finger no end. Yeah, I never did put those casting cannons on. So if anyone's looking for a pair of casting cannons, I've got a brand new pair. Yeah, like I said, there's plenty of crab activity. Hopefully that's a good sign that maybe there's some fish out there as well. At least, like I said, my thought process is always, if there's crabs, they're breaking it up, get some more scent out in the water. As long as I can keep hitting that same kind of spot, then maybe a fish will come along and take that bait. So, but yeah, I'm just definitely gonna have to keep an eye on it and recast pretty often, I reckon. I wonder how long I can hold off before I put a bass bait out. It looks really good conditions for bass, to be honest. It's a pretty big tide. I think it's pretty much close to a full moon, but it's slightly overcast at the moment. I don't know how long that's going to stay. But yeah, it's notoriously good for bass, and some decent sized congers do come off here as well. Bull huss do come off here. Pollock does come off. Rocklin. Not so much of your flatfish species, you know, like rays and stuff like that. So I'm definitely not I'm anticipating hopefully getting a conger. I mean, hopefully that will save a blank at least. pouting maybe, pouting rockling. But yeah, I don't think it'll be very long until I just drop a nice big mackerel head over the side and see what takes it. So there's me saying that, yeah, it's a little bit overcast and hopefully it will stay like that. With a massive moon behind me. Very pretty though, but I'm not sure how it's going to do for the fishing. Definitely getting bites on the worm, and it just dislodged my bait, dislodged my lead as well. So I'm thinking, I'm hoping it's only a matter of time, but I might have jinxed it by saying that. I've heard a bit of hollering over there, so I think somebody's got into a fish, so there's definitely something out there. Well, we're an hour and a half in, and to be honest, not a lot to report. Apart from it's got really cold, and I've had a little something to eat. Just for anyone that is planning on fishing, if you haven't fished here, obviously most of the people on the Isle of Wight have, but if you're coming over on holiday or whatever, super easy access. You can literally just park there, and there's a little car park just up the road as well, but it's maybe like a 50-yard walk and you're straight into fishing. It does get extremely busy down here in the summer with you know, people swimming, just enjoying the beach essentially. So it's mainly an evening fishing venue. You'll be hard pushed to get a rod in the water down here in the summer during the daytime, like daylight hours. But it is a good place to come fishing, but maybe not this evening. I was literally just about to bring in that worm bait, which is the rod closest to you. I don't know if you can probably tell which one it is. It's the brighter one of the two, the one that's bolt upright. It's gone a bit slack. Yeah, I was about to top up the worm on it, and then it just had a nice little knock. But in the meantime, there we go. That is a mackerel head with a 5.0 hook in the bottom, and then a 3.0 in the top, pennelled. That's on a running ledger, a locked in running ledger, on a plain lead, which I've flattened out. To try and stop it moving a little bit. Like I say, it's actually, the swell is quite strong out there. And I'm going to chuck that on the other rod in a little bit and just drop it down the side to see if I can pick up a, you know, strap or bass or something. Because at the minute I haven't landed anything. I've been fishing for maybe 2 hours. But I'm going to top that worm up now and just see what happens. I guess it's not looking very good, but I've probably got maybe another 3-4 hours fishing, so I'll keep pushing on. That's a bite. That was a definite bite. There we go. There we go. Oh, I really hope I can get this. Oh, it snagged me up. Oh, no. And there we go, right on cue, little Rocklin. Only a little thing. Oh, it's a shame I haven't got. Oh, it's trying to bite me. It's just a little. It's a little shore Rocklin, so it's got no spots, and it's got the 3 beards, the same as a 3-bearded, but yeah, no spots. So I believe that's a little shore Rocklin. Ace! I'm chuffed. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I'm chuffed about that. I say, I thought there was a possibility of getting a Rocklin, and I know they're not very big, but they're pretty cool to catch because there's not many of them around really. But yeah, I managed to get a picture for my species hunt, so happy days. And I've just put that bass bait out. You never know, I've put a bit of chum out. Put a bit of chum out as well. Might pick one up, might not, but it's going to be pretty hard to see the bites, I think. I mean, I haven't got my bait runner, I haven't got my bass rod. So I have got a smaller rod in the car, but to be honest, in the van, but I wasn't expecting this sort of swell, so you know, and I was just going to dink out the little size 6 hooks, which isn't going to happen, I'm going to say, because it is way too swelly. But yeah, we'll see if we can get someone else out. Yeah, there's a pretty big swell coming through now. So far, I haven't had to move the very big wet area there just on the corner, but so far, I'm dry. Yeah, it'd be nice to try and get something else though, definitely. Well, I better give an update, haven't I, really? It's cold, really cold. Yeah, not a lot really to sort of report on. Had a couple of what I've deemed to be bites, but they haven't really turned into anything. Yeah, so essentially, one tiny little Rocklin, which I am happy about because, like I say, I did want to get one for the species hunt, and it's the first Rocklin I've had this year. So I think last year I actually only had 2 Rocklin for the whole year. So I mean, they don't often come out. I mean, I know, you know, lots of you probably catch them all the time. I just don't seem to be catching an awful lot at the moment, to be honest. But there we go. We'll keep plugging away. I'm going to give it another hour, I reckon. I keep chucking out fresh big baits on the bass. Well, it's not the bass rod, but I'm fishing for bass on it. And the tide's probably about to turn, so it may switch things on, who knows. But I'm going to keep trying for another hour and see what happens anyway. Oh, wicked. Literally just talking about that last cast. I haven't cast them out yet. Got myself a 3-bearded this time. You can tell it's a 3-bearded because it's got the spots on it. So I've had a shore rockling and a 3-bearded. Bonus. Oh, I'm stoked about that. So 2 different species, both rockling. Wicked. Right, I can get a picture for the species hunt with that one. They're beautiful, beautiful fish. You can't really see it. Look at the colours, look at the spots on that. Got big old gobs on it. Wicked. There we go. One last little look. Look at this cut. Look at the spots on that puppy. Absolutely wicked. Right. I'm really happy about that. I came out with the hope of getting a rockling. Like I say, I've only had a little bit of a play really tonight, just to try and pick up some smaller species for the species hunt. And yeah, I'm chuffed I managed to get 2 rockling. But yeah, so one 3-beard and 1 shore rockling, and they're easy to tell the difference because although they've both got 3 beards, the actual 3-bearded is covered with those mottled spots. They look really, really cool, really weird to touch. They're super, super soft, and you'd think they're like eely, but they're not slimy at all. Yeah, they're really nice fish. But like I say, I'm going to give these a little soak. I've got 1 more to go out. I've got another one I've baited up with worm, and then I'll chuck that out and see if we can pick someone else up. Another species. Nice to get another species. Be nice to finish it off with a 5-bearded. Ah, that's a shame. I just had another bite. I was reeling it in. I could see it. It was an eel, and it was spinning, spinning, spinning. It's bit my hook off. But yeah, I'll give it like 5 minutes. I've just chucked out another worm bait, so I'll give it another 5, and we'll see. But yeah, kind of lost that one. Ah, well, there you go. As you can see, all of my kit is packed away, and it is pretty good timing because it's literally just started to rain. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. I know there's not many fish. There was a couple of fish. They weren't very big. They weren't very special. But you know what? I really enjoyed it. It's been hard fishing lately, I've got to be honest. I've been really struggling, and you struggle with your confidence and everything. You're trying to stay upbeat for the videos and stuff, and sometimes it's quite difficult. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this one. So if you did, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and drop a comment below, and I'll always get back to you. And if you haven't already subscribed, then please do. And until the next one, please take care, stay safe, and I will maybe see you out there. Cheers.